right, welcome fifth graders. Day 3 today. Continue our work with phonics, and our objective is that you can read, review, and practice words with a vowel variant. So remember, it's our short O sound, that olive or aw that we're focused on today. All right, and we are going to use my word study. So again, we're in book 2. And the reading today is on page 3. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video if you need to, and you'll grab your text and open it up to page 3. All right, and one of the skills or one of the tricks that I like to do as a good reader is I like to read the questions before I read the article. That way I know what I'm looking for. Okay, so the first question says, why was the crow weak? Find sentences to support your answer. All right, so we want to know why he was weak. What was the problem with the pitcher? Okay, how did the crow solve the problem? What was the problem with the pitcher? So we're going to be looking for what the pitcher's problem was. Then, do you think the moral of the story is a good one? Why or why not? And lastly, what other fables have you read? All right, so if you're confident in reading this on your own and answering these questions, you can turn off the video and use the space at the bottom of your paper to answer these questions. Right? If you'd like to stay, and you can read along with me, and I'll give you some hints on where to find the answers to these questions. All right. Oops, that was a little early. I'm going to switch to benchmark here. We need to do the reading before we can be done for today. All right, so the article is called The Crow and the Pitcher. Okay, so I do have some questions about pitcher here. Is it the pitcher that throws the ball, or is it the pitcher that pours the water? Okay, so I'm going to try to figure that out while I'm reading as well. So long ago, during a time of little rainfall, a crow was weak from thirst. God, I would underline that right there. That helps me answer question 1. He was weak from thirst. The desperate crow had to find water to survive. Flying low over the land, the crow saw a pitcher in the farmer's field. The crow flew down to inspect the pitcher and found, to his delight, that there was water inside. If there's water inside, it has to be the pitcher that he's tipping, or that holds water to drink. The crow put his feet on the handle of the pitcher and dipped his beak in. But the low water level prevented him from getting a drink. The crow was not only a thirsty bird, he was also a clever one. Pausing to look around, he spotted a pile of small stones nearby. The crow walked over to the pile, picked up a stone, and took it back to the pitcher. Plunk! The crow dropped the stone into the pitcher, and the water rose a little bit. The crow did this again and again until at last the water came within his reach. Caw, caw! Squawked the crow, rejoicing at his remarkable feat. Then he dipped his beak into the pitcher to quench his thirst and save his life. All right, so I think I'm going to look back at those questions. Whoops, I'm in the wrong spot here. Look back at these questions here. Why was the crow weak? Oh, can you answer that? And then we need to find one sentence, at least one sentence in the text that supports our answer. You can write it in quotation marks. And what was the problem with the pitcher? How did the crow solve the problem? All right, now this next one, it says, do you think the moral of the story is a good one? Let's flip back and read that moral of the story. It says, little by little does the trick. I'm wondering if that little by little connects to each stone being put in the pitcher, slowly made the water rise. So you have to decide, do you think this is a good moral to this story or theme to this story? All right, and now fables tend to be just like this one, where they're trying to teach a small lesson about life, right? So have you ever seen a story like this before? Sometimes they'll even tell you what the moral is at the bottom. Okay, so the last question is just a personal experience. If you have, maybe you could name the story or the book that you've read. All right, nice job today, fifth graders. We'll see you again tomorrow.